Yo, what's up, man? GoReacts back with another one. And today, we're going to talk about a topic that I've been trying to avoid for months. I've been trying to look the other way on this Kwame Brown shit for months, man, because I don't want to make it look like I'm tearing down another black man, or I just don't want to make it look like that, man. I know he's trying to get his YouTube, social media shit started with the streaming and all that, and the IG lives and whatever the fuck he does, right? I know he's trying to get that started, so you need to stir up some controversy to get people to get eyes on you, right? So I understand that part of it, right? There's a couple of things that I have, a couple of problems that I have with the things that Kwame Brown is saying, though. First of all, on some first of all shit, let's, put this into perspective real quick. I don't fuck with the NBA or the professional leagues, the big three, the MLB, the NBA, the NFL, because personally, I feel like there's a lot of scripting going on, man. I feel like it's like the WWE, man. There's a lot of fraud shit going on in the NBA. Let's put it that way, man. The game is not it doesn't have as much integrity as people think. The big games don't have as much integrity as people think. And that's become a big problem for me over the years. I used to be a huge sports fan. Like any other young man, I was a huge sports fan. Played sports as a kid, did a little bit of sports in high school, stuff like that. But, all my friends were jocks, and yeah, I was into sports. But over the years, as I got older, I started to see certain things, man, where just a lot of shit looks like it's fixed for Vegas. And, so it's tough for me to talk about these things honestly. But I'm going to try my best to be objective here and just look at the numbers and just look at the things that are accurate and the things that are being put out there. Okay, so if I was to be purely objective about this, right, putting aside the fact that I think the NBA might be fixed, right? Just talking about it as a sports reporter would, right? Kwame Brown's not even the biggest bust the NBA has seen. Sure, he didn't live up to the hype, right? He definitely did not live up to what people thought he was going to be in the NBA. This is true. However, I don't think he's the biggest bust that the NBA's seen. I think that the biggest bust has got to be Sebastian Telfair for a number of reasons, a myriad of reasons, right? Sebastian Telfair had a career average of 7.4 points. I mean, let's pull his stats up real quick. Okay, so looking at Sebastian Telfair's stats, right? In 564 games, he's averaged 7.4 points. Now, the average elite point guard averages anywhere from 12 to 16 points. So already right there, he's missing with that stat. And also the 3 assists, right? The average elite point guard is averaging anywhere from 8 to 10, right? Some of them have even 12, right? Career, if we're talking career, right? So this dude was a major letdown as far as what was promised of him, right? What people thought he was going to be. He had Jay-Z and all that going, and Mos Def going to his games at Lincoln, right? He was projected to be this almost like LeBron level player. Like he was going to be the greatest point guard of all time. And he just did not live up to that. Also, his dealings in the street, right? Son got caught up with 2 different hammer charges. One in 2007 and another one in 2017, right? This tells me everything I need to know about him, right? He got his chain snatched in 2006. I understand wanting to move different when shit like that happens, right? But how big are you as an NBA star if you can't afford your own armed security? If he's out here moving with a hammer on his person in New York, I mean, it just isn't the smartest shit in the world. So this guy blew it in a couple of different ways, man. So to me, when you talk about bust, if you're not talking about Sebastian Telfair first, I mean, you're out of pocket. what did Kwame get caught with? He got caught with some weed. I mean, it's not a big deal, right? Sebastian Telfair, a little different. But I digress, man. Let's get back to the topic at hand, which is Kwame Brown and his newfound social media presence, his YouTube Live IG persona that he's crafting online right now. Let's get back to that. We're going to watch a video from Kwame, and I'm definitely going to interject and stop it at points and just give this shit a look-see, man. Let's see what Kwame Brown's been doing and been talking about.
Mama's cooking, bitch. You got Jalen Rose, who's a legend, who's a bad motherfucker on the court. You got Stephen A. Bitch, and you got a dead-faced, pale white horse. And both of...
Okay, here we go with my first problem with Kwame Brown, man. Nobody is being racist to you, bro. There is not a racial angle on the fact that you didn't live up to the expectations that were placed on you. There is nobody putting you under racial attack because you, as a player making $60 million or whatever the fuck you made, didn't live up to the hype. It is not a conspiracy. It is not a racial conspiracy that reporters went after you because you did not live up to what people were expecting from you. I mean, I don't know how many times I have to repeat that. So right there, right off the bat, right, I'm so annoyed with that narrative that he's pushing. Because it's just not true, man. It's an excuse. That's an excuse, bro. Come on, man. There are plenty of black players in the league that get all kinds of love. You know why? Because they're living up to the expectations that were placed on them. That's why.
Them some bitches talking more than the guy who actually do this shit.
There's a difference between reporting what you see in the box score at the game or calling someone a scrub. Like, if I make...
But he is a scrub. Not if he's a scrub. And you know it.
Kwame Brown may be a scrub compared to Shaquille O'Neal, but it's only 450 jobs in the NBA.
Skip Bayless sat there and said, Jalen Rose said, dog, he can't be a bust. He cannot be a bust. After 10 years of doing this, he can't be a bust. And Stephen A. went on his rant. Oh, he can't shoot. He can't dribble. He can't move.
Okay, I'll give him that. No man keeps a job for a decade if he ain't doing something right. I'll give him that. Right? At the same time, it wasn't about you doing the bare minimum, bro. You were expected to be a great. People were thinking you were going to be the next biggest NBA superstar, and that didn't happen. So when people say bust, they mean you just didn't live up to that hype. It's not really about you doing the bare minimum to keep your job, which is kind of what you did when you were in the league. So I do agree with him to a certain extent that, yeah, he wouldn't have been able to keep his job in the NBA if he wasn't good enough to stay there. I agree with that. At the same time, that doesn't mean you didn't let certain fans down.
You come into this league, you came in without a jump shot. You came in without the ability to rebound. You came in without the ability to do nice footwork, to pass, to rebound, to defend, to score points, or whatever the case may be. And it's a decade later, and you're still that dude. You've never worked and put forth your due diligence in order to take advantage of the privileged opportunity that you were in.
Even though there's video, big loudmouth bitch, there's video to the contrary. There's many of videos to the contrary.
Yo, man, the thing about all this is a hit dog will holler, bro. This nigga sounds hurt, man. He sounds hurt. He's playing the victim. Man, who gives a fuck what some guy said on some fucking TV show about you 5 years ago. Who cares? You sound in your feelings right now, man. Like, this is just not what, to me, what strong, especially black, but strong men in general should be doing. They shouldn't be getting online and talking about all this shit, all these excuses they have for why they didn't do this and why they couldn't complete that. And, oh, you just wasn't watching, but I was really doing it. Who gives a fuck? What do you have to prove to Stephen A. Smith? Who cares? Who is that guy? God? Why do you give a fuck what he thinks? It just, to me, it seems weak, bro. And then it makes me understand why he turned out the way he did. He's got weakness in him.
You stupid bitch.
Kwame Brown inside.
That was big.
Whitney lays it off for Kwame Brown's jumper. Good shot.
¿Qué decisión tendrá? Puede disparar, no. Para Kwame Brown que se mete y lo hace perfecto. Aprovechando la potencia.
7 to shoot into Kwame, turnaround, good! Great pass to Wesley, blocked by Kwame. Go. Kwame inside, slams it in.
But I'm not going to get off subject. I want to get to the part where Skip Bayless answered the question. Jalen Rose said, how can y'all say this man is a bust when he's getting paid millions of dollars to play basketball? And that little Dawn of the Dead bitch, Skip Bayless said, unfortunately, they are.
Realize that somebody's paying him millions of dollars to play basketball?
Unfortunately, they are.
Jalen, answer my question.
I mean, yo, I haven't been a fan of Skip Bayless since he got caught faking his fucking mentions on Twitter, sending himself a tweet, right? He's obviously a fraud, right? But here's the other thing about Skip. Skip is an entertainer, man. He is an on-air personality who was a former journalist, but now he's running a show. And when you're running a show, in order to bring eyes to the show, you're going to say things that are going to get under people's skin, right? It causes controversy. Controversy brings eyes to the show. That's the guy's job. He's doing his job. Even the thing he does with Shannon Sharp, he's doing his job, right? He has nothing against you personally. He has nothing against you because of your race. He doesn't give a fuck about any of that. He gives a fuck about ratings. That's what he cares about. So if he knows he can say something that's going to get under your skin and it's going to cause controversy, well, he's going to fucking do that. A tiger is going to be a tiger. You can't run up to a tiger and hug it, right? You have to know the nature of the beast. And I mean, that's with anything. You know, I don't fucking like the guy. I'm not going to come out here and pretend like I like this dude, because I don't. He's a fucking phony. For that shit he got caught with on Twitter, he's a fucking fraud. At the same time, he's an on-air personality trying to run a TV show. That's what he does.
Why do you think...
Name me the #1 draft pick 10 years later that them motherfucker said, unfortunately, he's getting paid. Because Jalen Rose was trying to destroy their narrative. And if they didn't talk over him, he could have got to analytics. You stupid son of a gun. Fuck that. You stupid son of a bitch. How you think my agent was getting me drafted and signed well, not drafted, but signed all the time, you dumb bitch? Because when they looked at the analytics, I am not in control of how many minutes a dumb son of a bitch put me in the game. I'm not in control of that. And a lot of the times I was in the game during garbage minutes. Anybody who know about basketball, when they put your bitch ass in down 30 and you got 5 minutes to go, oh nigga, it's a free-for-all. And I respect it. Any nigga that come off the bench, any nigga that go, anytime we touch the ball, we was shooting it, nigga, because that was our shine. Nigga, we got 5 minutes to shoot this shit so our mama can see us, nigga. Everybody was out there was trying to sprinkle a little bit of their mama's cooking on the court. So I understood.
What is this shit this nigga saying about his mama's cooking? What is that shit? Like, yo, I swear to God, bro, niggas always gotta have a catchphrase like they're Arnold from Different Strokes, man. Like, yo, why does a nigga always gotta have a catchphrase and then hang on to it? That's some nigga shit. That is some That is some Instagram, YouTube nigga shit. Niggas always gotta have a catchphrase, a term that they say. What is this mama's cooking shit? It's mama's cooking. We'll sprinkle a little bit of their mama's cooking on it. Get some of my mama. You see, you was trying to block mama's cooking. This nigga, bro. Oh, man.
Down 30 with a bunch of hungry niggas that's trying to sprinkle their mama cooking on the court so they can get paid. And then you got the nerve to say I'm a bust. But you sat here, you motherfuckers is the peanut gallery for real. You gonna get this mama's cooking. Why was they sending this son of a bitch to college campuses?
Yo, man, whoever did the music for this video, they just need to be publicly executed, man. Whoever made this video makes me think, man, they should really bring back beheadings in society, man. Like, you know, I'm no big fan of overly dramatic music. This music is overly dramatic. It's like, what is this nigga? What is he breaking down the Matrix? Like, what the fuck kind of music track is this? What is it, anime? Like, what? Like, come on, bro. It's a little bit dramatic.
Y'all watched the modern day. It was all about money. I'm not gonna use that word, but I know what it is. It was all about money. Those colleges were losing money. This is bigger than Kwame Brown. Y'all black sons, mama's cooking was just spraying. There was 5 guys in the NBA draft out of high school my year. There were gonna be another 15 or 20 the next year. And then it was gonna keep going worse and worse and worse. And you know what they said? Oh, hell to the no. The college is gonna lose money. So they demonized everybody in my draft class. They demonized me especially. And now they got you motherfuckers so fooled, like they care about the development of these players, and they taking them down to the G League, just making more money out their bitch ass, slowing down their contracts to better contracts. Once they hit that G League, that ain't the same as a motherfucking NBA.
Yo, I never seen a dude be so strong in his wrong, so confidently wrong about what he's saying, ever in my life. Man, like, okay, if that was true, right, and the colleges realized that they were losing money, right, wouldn't they try to sabotage LeBron's career as well, right? Why was LeBron more valuable to the league than you, right? How did they decide that, right? Okay, I get what he's saying about playing time and all this, and you got to get your minutes, right? And you don't really control how many minutes you get because that's up to the coaches, right? I get that. At the same time, if you are performing at a high level in the minutes you're in the game, you're going to get more minutes. So it always goes back to his performance as a player, right? See, to me, he's just passing off the blame. He's passing off the blame to these wacky conspiracy theories and things that just, that's not what it is, bro. That's not what it is. I mean, you're trying to make it something it's not, that the colleges had a hand in all this. You're trying to make it something that it's not.
They found a way to stop mama's cooking. I'm telling you, your sons that gonna come out of high school, they're gonna send their ass to the G League 3, 4, 5 years, and you might not never see them on the NBA floor. Listen to the way they talk about me no matter what. So basically, what they saying is, Stephen A basically said, I'm so sorry that I couldn't shoot, I couldn't run, I couldn't jump. Well, then your homeboy picked me, so why the fuck you ain't talk about him one time? Did I pick myself? Oh, or was it because when the trade didn't go through, you couldn't make MJ look bad, so you ran on a smear campaign around the world, didn't you, little bitch? Mike Wilbon, Skip Bayless, all you motherfuckers in this together. You motherfuckers tried to stop mama's cooking, and you bitches still couldn't beat me. Shout out to Jalen Rose. You a real one, bro.
Okay, so let's go back to the example of the NBA possibly being fixed, right? If the league was fixed, some of these conspiracies that are brought up could be accurate. Now, we don't have enough solid proof. I could show you a ton of stuff. I'm not going to show you anything now. I can show you a ton of stuff where you would go, that is fucking funny, right? And maybe it's what Kwame is trying to get at here, is that there is a big media culture around the sport, right? That is almost more important than the athletes themselves. Maybe that's what he's trying to get at. I don't know. Again, I think he's pointing at the wrong party. He's pointing at the wrong people if he's trying to do that. And if he's trying to have that conversation. I don't think he is. I don't think he is trying to have the conversation of... Because he might not know about it. Again, I think only certain players are in on the fix. Right? There are certain guys who are a part of secret societies, whatever, who are in on the fix. Not everybody is in on it. So, and it's easier than you think to operate it because of with referees and other things like that, right? It's easier to operate than you think, right? Magic Johnson made a joke about Michael Jordan. They were taking a picture together. He said, "You can't touch Michael, or that's a foul." Right? It's stuff like that where you go, okay, that's interesting that he would say that, right? So there is a slight possibility that what Kwame is saying here is somewhat true. Again, I think he's having the argument with the wrong people, though. I think there are some other people he could probably point at that may prove his point better, right? But if the league isn't fixed, what he's saying is full of shit, right? If it isn't fixed, what he's saying is full of shit. We don't have proof that it is fixed. Concrete proof. I mean, there's been some stuff with referees and stuff like that, right? But we don't have absolute concrete proof. So that's what would be needed to continue to have this conversation.